Welcome to this edition of the Ultimate Combat Experience. We're here at Saltaire.
Saltaire.
And if you've never been to Saltaire, you're not alone. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. By the Great Salt Lake, out in the middle of the desert. But people somehow found us because we got some fights going on tonight, Johnny.
Yeah, Mike, we do have some fights going on. And these people came out to not only support the fighters, but support the show. So I want to say thanks to everyone that came out, and thank you guys for home for tuning in.
I got to say, we're here setting up today, and a lot of tourists coming through here snapping shots of salt and the air. And, well, Johnny, but this is kind of a famous concert venue. A lot of big acts have been in this place here. Well, the Ultimate Combat Experience is here tonight. And I got to say, we saved one of our best shows of the year for this venue. Johnny, we got some great matchups tonight.
We do have some great matchups, Mike. We've got matches that are pivotal, you know, all the way to the main event. You're going to see fights that are guys that are fighting that are a lot alike. They come with the same attributes. They all train really hard. They're just ready to step in here and come out with victories and really
Johnny,
say, you know.
Tim the Pimp Peacock makes his return to the cage against Pretty and Pink Dorado. Johnny Ritchie, that's a main event fight in and of itself. But Casey Beckstead and Ollie Bradstreet are going to mix it up in a kickboxing match. Ollie's never done it before. He said, you know what, I'm going to get a piece of this. Let's talk about the main event, though, Johnny.
Oh, yeah, the main event features James the Bird Dog Birdsley.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Who's he fighting?
Hey, he's fighting one of the brightest newcomers that we have, Mad Mike Arrant, a kid training out of the Maury Academy. This kid is a submission expert. He's tougher than nails. This is going to be a great fight.
That is going to be a great fight, worth the price of admission. Stick around for that, but we got a lot before then. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience coming right at you. In your welterweight division, we got a couple of guys both coming off a loss in their last fight. One guy, though, Johnny, I don't know what it is. I fell in love with the kid the first time I met him. He doesn't fight for any other reason than he wants to impress his girlfriend.
Yeah, he fought last week, Mikey. You know, he didn't do too well. He actually did okay for a first-time guy.
Oh, he did great. Just lost.
Yeah, he just lost. And so tonight, he's in here to avenge that loss and show his girlfriend that he has what it takes to be a cage fighter.
Okay, man. And hopefully he'll get some residual payment for said cage fight. Who's he fighting?
He's fighting David Garcia, Mike. This is a kid that we've seen for us fight 2 or 3 times before. The last fight he has a loss, so both these guys are coming off losses. They just want to get in here and get a win.
Well, let's get it done then. Welterweight, no holds barred. Check it out. Johnny, this David Garcia kid is built like a tank. He's strong as an ox, man, and it doesn't speak such good English.
No, he doesn't.
Man, he's strong.
Yeah, he always brings his buddy right there with him. You see in the hat right there, he always brings this cat around to help him out, to kind of interpret for him, because there are some things he wants to say with his mouth, but he said he's going to let his fist do all the talking tonight.
5'5", 175 pounds, calls himself the Matador.
Estuve entrenando mucho.
Yeah, training a lot, doing a lot of bunch of weights, trying to better his technique of boxing, and practically that's about it. This kickboxing is going to be pretty much his area, so he's been into Jiu Jitsu, so this shouldn't be much of a problem.
Well, okay, man, he's got it all worked out here, Johnny. We talked about this Michael Mason kid. He's an all right kid, pretty funny kid.
Yeah, he is. Like, he's kind of a character. Once again, he's stepping in here to fight, to show the love for his girlfriend and make her understand why he does this.
He's 5'11", much taller than his opponent, 170 pounds, calls himself the Mace.
The girlfriend, my friends, something I used to see when I was a kid and wanted to do when I grew up. So here I am trying it out again. The last time I stepped in here, Kevin Greenwell pretty much whooped me pretty bad. I wasn't prepared for the ground game at all. I didn't have very much training. Between that point and now, I still don't have much training and haven't done a whole lot to prepare myself. So we'll see what happens. Because I want it real bad, and because I don't like short people.
Johnny, he ain't gonna like any of us around here.
No kid, no kid.
Based on that video clip, though, he wasn't prepared for the stand-up game at all either.
He wasn't, Mike. He just wasn't prepared, period. Let's just sum it up like that.
Simple. You know what, though? You remember the song, Don't Make Short People Mad, because if I got to jump up to hit you,
and you saw the Matador right there, had to do it 2 or 3 times to get a couple punches off.
Matador, he's not going to like red shorts. El Matador.
He's like
Michael Mason did everything wrong today, man.
Yeah, he did. Wore the red shorts. He even got himself a haircut, Mike. Make himself look a little tougher.
Well,
if you're not going to train, at least look like you're tough.
If you're doing it for your girlfriend, might as well just do it to look tough, right?
Absolutely. Not too many people can walk around the street saying they're a cage fighter, even if they have a couple losses under their belt.
You've got a good point there, Johnny.
But it looks like he's trying to maybe work a choke.
Maybe he bled too much on his last short, so he wore the red one so his girlfriend didn't see how bad he got beat.
I think that's what his strategy was. Hopefully he can wipe some of that blood off on those shorts if it does get to that point.
Well, he's trying to sneak a choke in there, and I guess if you're that much taller than your opponent, it would be the logical thing to attempt to do. But yeah, why don't you do something to set it up or work on getting a takedown first or something like that?
Well, Mike, I'm having a feeling that he came into this fight unprepared, which means he probably doesn't have much jiu-jitsu background. But I tell you, people that don't realize this kid is a, second-time fighter, he's going to learn what he has to do to get a win, or he's going to continue to get beat, and we might not see him again.
It looks like he's hypnotized by that tattoo right there. He can't take his eyes off it.
This is more like a ballet. I would like to see maybe Lonnie step in and separate this thing here pretty soon, because this is
well, you know, at some
nowhere.
point, Lonnie, you've got to figure that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to take the other down, but they were just there forever, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. And then a little topsy-turvy action.
Right there. Michael Mason comes up on top. Johnny Ritchie, maybe he was prepared for the ground game this time.
Well, I'd like to see him step over and get full mount, but this side position is not a bad position if you know what you're doing from there.
A lot of people prefer side mount. I don't have a problem with it. He's out there with his headlock, but he just, wow, I'm not really sure what happened
that's the old squeezeroo, the old scissor kick.
Squeezeroo, and I'm going to tug on your arm. It's like pull my finger.
He's trying his hardest to make it look like jiu-jitsu, and I'm going to give him an A for effort. I'm going to give him an A, but he gets the job.
Oh, man.
Hey, I've never seen that before, but I don't want to get put in that move.
Johnny, I think that might be new. Who knows?
I think you might have learned that from, who knows, but you're right. It's new. That looked new.
Black Belt Magazine. I saw it last month, man. David El Matador Garcia, man. Big win for him, Johnny, and don't ever, ever, ever make fun of short people again. This will be a lesson to you, Michael Mason.
David, the Matador, we'll see this kid again soon, I think.
This post-fight interview sponsored by Beehive Bell Bonds, because sometimes bad things happen to good people.
What happened there, man? He had the old scissorooski on you. That's a move I haven't seen before, but what happened?
He just, I don't know, I guess I started out on top. I had pretty good control of the situation, and it was too slippery. He slipped out.
Yeah, he slipped right out. You guys, you know, you almost had him in that guillotine, then you guys kind of rolled over and rolling around, and he just popped out and got into the old scissorooski, and he gets the win. Tonight you were good, but just not good enough. Thanks for being a part of the experience, Mike.
Thank you.
This post-fight interview is sponsored by The Keyhole with their new location at 3460 South Redwood Road.
All right, what move was that you finished him with?
Fue un poco de Jiu-Jitsu mezclado con Thai Boxing. Y es lo mejor cuando flexionas, haces más flexi la espina dorsal para dorsilitar más tu cuerpo y tener mayor flexibilidad para hacer llaves.
Right. The switch-o change-o. That was the switch-o change-o. I thought I recognized that one. You got a big win tonight. What's next for you?
So, lo que quiero es continuar acá, como quien dicen, pateando traseros al que se me ponga.
Anybody who wants to front, come up in front. Great job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Any front end going on around here, Johnny Ritchie? He's got it handled.
Hey,
good thing for him, Johnny's a backdoor guy. No front here.
No front here. It's all back door. No, listen, that kid, Mike, he may not speak the best English, but he gets in here and he'll fight hard every single time.
What are you talking about? I understood every word he said.
I didn't. I only understood that, and that was it.
No, he said, I've got it. He said, you are the best-looking television show host I have ever seen. You do a great job. Johnny Ritchie's terrible. You got to get rid of him, get a new partner. You hear all that?
I didn't hear that. But
we got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere. The most... Anybody in here know Busta Fatty? Busta Fatty always brings a posse with him when he fights. Anybody know the menace, Oliver Bradstreet? They're so poised over there. Oliver's fans are just clapping, and Busta's like, "Argh!" Johnny, what's going on here?
All I know is this: both these guys are trained. These guys, man, if they're professionals.
Yeah, but Ollie's not trained in kickboxing.
Well, I know it, but that doesn't stop. It's just Ollie Bradstreet, the kid's man. I think it's going to be interesting to see what he does inside a position where he is so uncomfortable. I want to see if he's got what it takes to win. I really do.
I can't wait to see this, to be honest with you. This is going to be a lot of fun. Lightweight kickboxing, check it out. The thing that's so intriguing about this fight, Johnny Ritchie, is that Oliver Bradstreet, when he started this game, knew nothing about it. Knew nothing about jiu-jitsu. He had wrestled, said, you know what, I just want to do it. I'm going to get in there and try it. Everything we've tried to throw at this kid, and he just nonchalantly says, yep, I'll do it. Whatever you want.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Well, that just tells you the tenacity of this kid. He's not afraid of anything. He'll fight anybody at any weight class, in any part and aspect of the game.
In any rules.
Hey, I'm Oliver, the Menace Bradstreet. We're here at Saltaire tonight, and I'll be kickboxing, and really don't like it. Never done it before. I got to do it because my opponent's a whiner. But you hear me talking Rocky Mountain Hardcore. These are my sponsors here. They make my shirts. They hook me up, and I'm glad to be a part of this team. I just want it more. That's it. I just want to hit him. That's all.
Such a goofball, man.
He just wants to hit him.
You know, though, Casey Beckstead, early on, he shied away from a couple of challenges we gave him. He wasn't quite so sure. Wanted to stick his toe in the water and check it out first. But since then, he is fearless.
He's fearless, yeah. And, you know, he wants to fight Ollie Bradstreet in a game where he feels a little bit more comfortable.
Because no one's kickboxed me for over a year. Not much. Sitting around watching TV. Because I'm mean. I like getting hit, and I don't think he likes getting hit.
Well, okay.
But he likes it. Well, Ollie said that's what his plan was to punch this kid.
That's your strategy. But, you know, unfortunately in kickboxing, you get hit with those big pillows right there. And Oliver Bradstreet says, those aren't going to hurt me.
Yeah, he's been hit with a lot more with a lot less, if you know what I mean.
Well, I don't know. Busta Fatty, we've seen him knock people out with those kicks. He knocked Ivan Taylor into next week. But right here, Oliver Bradstreet comes out ready to fight. He's not messing around. Yeah. It was a nice combination to get this thing started.
It's just so funny to see Ollie Bradstreet, because even though he might not be training kickboxing, he's going to put the 2 and 2 together and he'd make it look like at least that he has a little bit of training.
You can see right there he wanted to try to duck underneath and shoot in, but he caught himself and came back over the top with a nice right hand. But pretty decent exchanges early on. But I think Oliver Bradstreet's getting the best of these exchanges, John.
Yeah, and the big punch right there, big overhand right over the top. But I didn't really phase Casey Beckstead too much. You can see he's kind of pressing the action right there. I think we're going to see a lot of that tonight, Mike. A lot of stoppage, just because Ollie Bradstreet is going to want to take this kid down every chance he gets.
Doing what's natural to him, and that's shooting underneath your arms and securing the waist there. But Dave Selly said quick to step in and get him back, reset. So far, Johnny Ritchie, how you see this fight going?
Man, I see Ollie Bradstreet. The kid's got just a burst. 3, 4, 5, 6 punches, a couple kicks, and then he kind of backs off. And I don't see really Casey landing the big punches.
He's beating Casey Beckstead at his own game, and this has got to really be frustrating for Casey Beckstead, because Ollie is landing shot after shot here in the first round.
And you can see him wind up and grab the head, and he wanted to knee so bad right there. He wanted to knee him so bad.
Well, let's make that point here. This is not a Muay Thai match, folks. Casey Beckstead absolutely said, I don't want to do Muay Thai. I want to do straight up kickboxing. I want Ollie to come completely into my world. He did land a pretty nice little kick there just a moment ago, just glancing the chin of Oliver Bradstreet. But both these guys unable to hurt each other so far in the early going.
Yeah, so far in the round. I like what I saw by Casey Beckstead right there. Ollie kind of put his head down and charged. Casey stepped to the side and landed a couple punches, and that was that.
Well, with about 10 seconds left here in the first round, I think, well, I'll get a little bit, a little somersault there, showing off to the fans right there. I think Ollie Bradstreet wins round 1, Johnny Ritchie, and I think much to the surprise of most ringside, I thought he went it rather convincingly.
So did I. He was landing the big punches. He had the big flurries and the big bursts of energy, and he landed a lot of kicks, and he landed a lot of punches.
Well, Casey Beckstead giving us a big smile right there at the end of the round to let us know that nothing really hurt him in that round, but you know, that's not what the judges are looking for. All 100% looking to see who's winning the round, and so far I got Ollie Bradstreet up 1 round to 0.
Yeah, 1 round to 0. I think if Ollie keeps ducking his head, though, he might just get caught.
Yeah, he's really starting to get sloppier here in the second round. It seems like maybe as he was fresh, he was able to make the transition over into kickboxing, but now it's becoming increasingly more difficult as he gets a little more tired.
Yeah, and you can see right there, his hands are by his side, and you don't want to leave him there because we've seen Casey Beckstead knock people out when their hands are down there. So Ollie, keep your hands up, man, if you don't want to get the chance to get knocked out.
Well, you know, and Casey Beckstead can get those feet up there. Ollie's, you know, he's holding his own here in the second round, but he's not putting those 3, 4, 5 punch combinations together like he was in the first.
Yeah, those short bursts of just pure energy where he's landing 3, 4, 5. You know, in the first round after he threw that kick, he was throwing 4, 5, 6 punches. But yeah, once again, he's not really doing that in the second round.
Seems like they're both content to kind of stand and trade here for just a moment. And I would like to see Casey Beckstead pour it on just a little bit more here. He did say he wasn't in the best of shape coming into this fight. He wanted to fight here at this venue because his girlfriend's under 21 and she could see him fight live here, which, you know, maybe that might not be the best way to set your calendar for a fight.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, no joke, huh?
Unless you've seen his girlfriend, of course, which
by then
you might want to set your calendar around that.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. Oh boy,
she's a little cutie anyway.
Yeah, she is a cutie. But right there, Alian's a pretty big, pretty nice hand over.
1-2 combination, but again, it kind of went right back into hugging. And at some point, Dave Selly said he's going to have to warn Ollie for doing that. Dave Selly said,
"Hey, wrong mouthpiece."
The mouthpiece of Oliver Bradstreet into the wrong
mouth. First.
And Casey Beckstead said, "Get that thing out of my mouth." I've seen where his mouth has been.
That's so funny.
A nice way to finish the round right here, but though, folks, they're really landed to it. And Casey Beckstead landed a couple of those shots right in there to finish the round. That's just might be enough to win him the round because there really wasn't much going on.
Yeah, wasn't really much going on there, but I think that Casey Beckstead landed a couple big shots right there. Then spun actually all the way around into 360, and I think he might have won that round. So this is 1-1.
I think on the judges' scorecard, you look at how many times Ollie ducked his head and went down. And I think you have to give that round to Casey Beckstead. But Ollie coming down here really trying to get things going here in the third round, coming out with a nice combination to get things started.
Yeah, it once again pushes him against the fence, raining down punch. This is the Ollie that we saw in the first round. How weird that the second round he wasn't like this. Maybe he was catching his breath waiting for this third.
He's just taking a little break right here, and Oliver Bradstreet really has come out. It looks like, look at the energy he's got. He's back to being the menace right here.
And bounces off the cage and throws a left kick, and Casey throws a low kick and then overhand right, and didn't seem to land that one. Then Ollie pushes him against the fence, and wow, what do you do? Maybe they are both tired, Mike. Maybe
well, you can clearly see they both are tired, but Oliver Bradstreet came out with a good 15-second non-stop combination that he's got a reason to be tired. I think Casey Beckstead's got some ground to cover here to catch back up.
Yeah, he does.
And he's not doing it.
No, he's not.
Ollie's landing punch after punch.
Once again, Ollie is really being a menace. He's pressing the action. He's getting in there and landing with some pretty big shots. But Casey, you know, we've seen Casey fight this before, and he'll take a punch, and then throw a big punch.
Threw a little punch after the break right there. Dave Selly said, going to give him a stern warning. Don't make me tackle you, son.
Because you know he will. Okay. You know Dave will.
Looks like no point deduction there, but that was a very stern warning by Dave Selly. Said, we'll get this thing going once again. And once again, I think Casey Beckstead has some ground to make up here, Johnny.
Yeah, I think Casey is throwing more kicks. Ollie's throwing, obviously, way more punches. But you see right there, just how I thought. These guys are going to spend a lot of time breaking these two fighters up.
Ollie's still dropping his head as he comes in, but still throwing and landing punches here.
Separates him again, gets him ready to rock and roll. And with only 20 seconds left, I like to see a big flurry out of these guys for the last 10, 15 seconds.
Well, I think you just might, Johnny Ritchie. Both these guys have got a lot of pride, and they're going to want to finish this thing as best they can. Looks like Casey Beckstead wants to do that jumping, punching thing, and that's effective if you use it once in a while. I think he's overused it in this fight here.
A lot. Right there. Oh, there goes the mouthpiece.
The mouthpiece went into next week right there. And, Johnny, you know, I don't know how this fight's going to go, but that was about as close a kickboxing match as we've seen. There was a lot of action, great action from both sides. Let's listen in here and see what the judges had to say about all that action.
29-28 for Beckstead. Judge number 3 scored it 29-28 for Bradstreet. And judge number 3 scored it 29-29. That means it's a draw.
Oh,
it's a
draw. It's a draw. How anticlimactic was that? This post-fight interview brought to you by Got Your Back Realty.
Give Gary McDonald a call at 809-GARY or check him out online at www.igotyourbackrealty.com.
I think I landed more damaging shots. How about when his mouthpiece threw out of the ring?
Yeah, I have it twice. Yeah, I saw those shots, and I know that, like you said, no matter what, though, it's a draw. But that means you guys can come back and fight again next week if you want to. You know that, right, Casey?
That's right, Johnny. I give it up to Ollie. He did a really good job. He's not a kickboxer. I mean, I didn't train as much as I could have for this fight, and I felt really out of shape, but...
I can't wait to see maybe a rematch in the future with you and Ollie Bradstreet. You think it's going to happen?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, you heard it right there. One more time, give Casey Beckstead a round of applause. Thanks for being a part of the experience tonight, brother.
Thanks a lot, Johnny, and thanks a lot to all the fans. I hope you like that fight.
This post-fight interview sponsored by American Bush, Utah's only 18 and over gentlemen's club, located at 2630 South 300 West.
Well, Ollie, you stepped into unfamiliar waters. How do you feel about the outcome?
A fair is fair. I didn't feel that I lost. I didn't feel that I won, though. Definitely felt sloppy. It wasn't my game, but I gave it my best.
I got to take my hat off for you for just taking this fight. This is not what you do, and you came out here and did it, so I want to congratulate you for that.
Thank you. I took a lot of guts because I was a little scared of it. Casey's definitely got some experience on me, so.
I know you got a couple of sponsors you want to thank because you got a lot of people out there that love you, so give them a shout out.
First, I'd like to tape Tough Country Easy Ride Suspension. They hooked me up with all my friends and family. And I got Rocky Mountain Hardcore. They're here in the building. They make my t-shirts for me. They kick butt. I'm gonna give some shirts out.
So give it up. Hey, great job tonight, Ollie. Great job. Congratulations, man.
Hey, thank you very much.
You know, they say as a promoter, you like draws because it sets up the big rematch. As a fan, I hate them. I don't like them.
I know, Mike, I heard you over there booing. You know, you saw every time Ollie got into a bad position, you saw him just rush in, ready to pick him up and slam him. That's Ollie Bradstreet's game, but both those guys stepped in here and fought their butts off. What can you say? It was a great fight.
It was a fight that's been talked about for a long time, so a little bit anticlimactic. It's like, you know, anyway, I'm not even going to compare it to, you know what I'm talking about. You know where I'm going. Hey, we got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere. The most... How about Tommy Gunn coming back in the house, Johnny Ritchie?
Oh, Tommy Gunn. Hey, came off an impressive win last week against Danbury. The kid's on a roll. He said he wants to continue to win until he can claim this weight class.
Well, you know, and I tell you, he's bringing the people with him as well. Tommy Gunn is just one of those guys you fall in love with the day you meet him, unless you're going to fight him.
Yeah.
And Brian Lopicolo is going to fight him tonight. What do you know about this kid?
All I know is Brian Lopicolo.
What do you call him?
Lopicolo! He's in the house tonight. Hey, the kid's a great grappler, great submission artist. Tommy Gunn's guard is getting better. Tonight will be a test. If he can make it through Lopicolo, I think this kid's the real deal.
And Lopicolo will stand and trade with you, so I can't wait to get it going. Welterweight, no holds barred. Check it out. As Tommy Gunn continues his pursuit to come back and show that he belongs at the upper echelon of this weight class, Johnny Ritchie, I'm so excited to see him back here. He brings such a good energy to the ring.
He does, Mike. He's an exciting kid to watch fighting. He's got good fans, and they just here to support him. You can't say enough about Tommy Gunn that hasn't already been said.
5'6", 153 pounds, goes by Tommy Gunn.
You know, Danbury, he's a great guy, great opponent. He's a tough kid. You know, I believe I trained harder, you know. There's always, every day you got to be training for this. It ain't something that you just say, all right, I can train every other day, come in here and fight, you know. To me now it's like a part-time job, you know. I work nights and I train during the day and watch my kids, so I'm ready to fight. I'm not going to say I'm a well-rounded fighter yet because I got a long way to go, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to get my chance to make it big time at least once. I know I got what it takes, you know. I love this sport. So I'm going to take the win. It doesn't matter size, shape, nothing. I'm here to win it, and that's all there is to it.
You know, Johnny, there are people from his neighborhood growing up that still fear that name.
Yeah,
that kid was a bad dude back in his day. But Brian Lopicolo, he doesn't scare anybody. He's just a nice, happy-go-lucky, nice guy.
He doesn't scare anybody until you grapple with this kid and he twists you up in 6 different knots.
And he's scary.
Chago is a great fighter. Just I got in, I shot in on him, took him down, and got a submission on him. Good luck, you got a submission on him. Tough guy. I've been training, you know, with a lot of tough guys too. So, you know, anything going here. So, you know, I just come to fight, seem to try to get better. So we'll see what happens. You know, I need a win. I want to win. And I'm here to win.
Want to win, need to win, here to win.
Want to win, here to win. Look at that.
They're both just
synchronized, what is that?
Synchronized bouncing, swimming.
Synchronized MMA now, baby.
No, but I really, like I said before, I think if Tommy Gunn can get past the guard of Lopicolo, if it does get to the ground, I think he'll really show a true test because Lopicolo's submissions are pretty dang
right
good.
There, Tommy Gunn apparently didn't read the status report on Brian Lopicolo and shoots in on him. Brian Lopicolo is a submission fighter.
Yeah, submission fighter.
When you're fighting a submission fighter and you're a street fighter that's evolved into an MMA fighter, you probably want to throw some punches.
Yeah, we've seen Tommy Gunn throw punches before and land them and really knock people out with those shots. But you get to the ground with Lopicolo and he's going to make you pay for it. You saw right there he was working that guillotine. But Tommy persevered and got his head out.
Give it to Tommy Gunn. He's always been pretty good at getting out of that guillotine choke. He's got that slippery head, comes right out of there. But, a lot of that's just being tough. Yeah. But you're not out of trouble here. You're in the guard of a kid that knows how to use his guard, Tommy Gunn. A flawed strategy, if you ask me, shooting in on him like that.
Yeah, I would. Maybe Tommy Gunn's just excited to try out his jiu-jitsu because that's really what he's been focusing on. You see that he has been in the weight room a few times since the last time we saw him. But you get caught. You get in a position like this with Brian Lopicolo, and he's gonna make you pay for it.
Well, looks like a triangle choke on its way, Johnny Ritchie.
Right
special
there.
Delivery just for you. No, got
it. There you go, Tommy Gunn. We maybe spoke a little too soon there.
Tommy Gunn has been doing a little jiu-jitsu, and his defense is looking really, really good. I think we remember talking about this last week. He's got to work on his offense, his jiu-jitsu attacks. He's doing a great job of defending, and Brian Lopicolo is no bum. He's gotten out of two pretty tough predicaments already, done a great job. I'm very impressed with what Tommy Gunn's been able to do so far.
Yeah, me too, Mike. Usually Tommy Gunn just hammers his way out of a submission. You try to get a kid in an armbar, he'll try to set up and punch his way through it. You saw him do that a little bit right there at the end, but then he just knew the right strategy to get out. So my hat's off to him.
Now he's been fully mounted, though, by Brian Lopicolo, and he knows how to keep position. He's got to keep it a nice wide base here and being very patient. Boy, unfortunately for Tommy Gunn, I think, he's just been fighting off the wall for this entire fight, and you might want to look back and regret that one first bad move, but he's really in trouble here, Johnny.
Yeah, he is. Brian Lopicolo will rain down the punches, and you give him the opportunity, just like that. The kid's like a snake. He's going to grab
this fight's over here, Johnny. This fight's over. Dave Sully said he's going to step in and stop that. I believe there was a tap, but, Brian Lopicolo, I would like to see this fight again. I really like to see Tommy Gunn employ a different strategy over Lopicolo. Happy about a win because he wanted to get a win and he came to win and he just won.
And he just won, yeah. Tommy Gunn will be back. You know that. He'd like to probably fight this cat again. But this time, Tommy Gunn, like you said, Mike, stand up on your feet and trade blows with this guy. We might see a different outcome.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Global Marketing Alliance.
They need motivated sales associates looking to make a six-figure income.
Call 486-4221.
Tell people out here, man, once that thing's on, you got to tap, right?
Yeah, I mean, actually, I shouldn't have. I should have let him put me to sleep, but...
Hey, sometimes, Tommy, save as many of those brain cells as you can. Every time that happens, you lose a couple.
I want to say thanks to my sponsor, Total Car Care. He takes care of me. Sorry to the crowd that I didn't give you a better show tonight. Lopicolo's already told me he'll give me a rematch, so next time we'll do it.
Hey, you heard it right there. Hey, Tommy Gunn, you're a class act, man. Your story, I tell everyone about it. It's just awesome where you've came from to where you are now. You're an inspiration to myself and to everyone out there. Tommy, unfortunately tonight you didn't walk away with the win. You were good, but just not good enough. But thanks for being a part of the experience, Tommy Gunn.
Thank you.
This post-fight interview sponsored by Beehive Bell Bonds, because sometimes bad things happen to good people.
Let's talk about the fight a little bit. He's a pretty tough kid. You said he caught you with one.
Yeah, when I sat up on him, he did. I didn't expect that takedown, to be honest. I thought we were going to stand and bang for a minute. And, hey, it went the other way. All of a sudden, I'm going down pretty hard, but I tried to sink a guillotine, couldn't get it, held it, let go finally because I was getting tired. But, I sat up on the mount a little too high, and he connected pretty good, but...
But you overcame, you fought through that, you had a big win tonight, and what's next for you, man?
I just keep it going, just hopefully, just keep winning, just keep trying my hardest, that's all.
All right, Mr. Lopicolo, great job tonight, congratulations.
Thank you very much, guys.
I remember when he first started, we couldn't get him to talk. Now I couldn't get the microphone away from him. He just wanted to tell the story.
Yeah, all he did was bounce around before. Now he's bouncing around and running his mouth just as fast as his feet are moving. But, hey, Brian Lopicolo, Mike, he's a good kid. He's tough. Like I said, if Tommy Gunn fights past his guard and his submissions, he's proved himself. Unfortunately, he didn't go that way.
Once again, Tommy Gunn comes in and shows that he belongs with the class of this weight class, and he very much does. A much improved Tommy Gunn Wagner. But was it a flawed decision to take him to the mat? That'll be debated. Who knows? Maybe we'll see in the rematch. We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere.
Do you?
Without question, bar none, the nuttiest dude that's ever been in this show. Paul Dorado. He's had a million different nicknames.
Oh
Pretty in Pink, the master of blah blah blah. He's Johnny. He's here. Who's he fighting?
Hey, he's fighting Tim the Pimp Peacock, a guy that's fighting out of Stansbury, Utah. This guy used to
It's weird how all his fans are female. That's kind of, it's Tim the Pimp.
Tim the Pimp, that's the way it goes. Hey, last time we saw this guy, he fought Vanderveer at the E Center. This was like almost a year ago, and he's making his comeback tonight here in Saltaire.
It's gonna happen right here. Heavyweight, no holds barred, check it out. Johnny never seems to fail anytime we're on the radio, anytime we're out doing a remote somewhere. Paul Dorado either calls in or shows up. I think he's stalking us, Johnny.
Mike, I'll tell you, his claim to fame, you'll probably hear him say it 100 times, is the fact that he fought Sal Sanchez. He went 3 rounds with Sal. He'll never let you forget it. And remember, folks, that was back in round 1.
I'll never forget. He's from Alberta, so you know not a whole lot goes on down there, but this guy's a weirdo, man.
Well, unfortunately, I had to fight Don Longmore, who is got a lot of respect for that guy. He's a great combatant, but every time we step in here, it's a risk. I live to live by, you know. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but let's put on a great show and have everybody come home with a great night. I'm a seasoned pit fighter. I fought with some of the greatest UCE has to offer, including Don Longmore and Salvador Sanchez. I'm tired of these no-name nobodies making a name for themselves here, thinking they can take me down and rise to the top. Just like the cream of the crop that I am, I'm gonna rise straight to the damn top, and I'm gonna come out victorious tonight. That's what the bottom line is, little ball. Every full moon, I dance with wolves. This is for my hood.
That's Mr. Little Ball to you, pal.
Speechless, just speechless.
Doing it for the hood in Alberta. I think there's like 4 people in said hood. But look at Tim the Pimp, right straight from the streets of Stansbury. This guy done slapping his women around. He's here to do some pimping inside the cage, baby.
Oh, snap, son, for sheezy. Big Tim the Peacock is in the hizzle-dizzle.
God, man, he needs a bra. Man bra.
Last time I fought was at the East Center against Josh Vanderveer. I pounded on him for a few rounds, just like I'm going to pound on my opponent. And just kind of been working, dealing with some family stuff. So running, grappling, sparring, everything you need to do. Because I'm an ice cube, and that goes above the cream.
What the hell does that mean, Johnny?
I think it had reference to the fact that Paul Dorado said he was the cream of the crop and he was going to rise up.
What's he cooking?
I don't know.
Ice cubes
I don't
go
know.
above the
Boy,
cream?
this is a great fight. I'm hoping this thing's over quick.
2 knuckleheads trying to outwit each other. Stick to fighting, boys, because you do a little better at that. Right here, Tim Peacock is just come out like a firestorm, Johnny.
Yeah, Mike, he's been off for a year, so you know this kid's got a lot of pent-up frustration inside of him, and it's time to rock.
As he mentioned, been going through some family struggles and taking it all out right here on Paul Dorado's noggin.
I wonder what he's picturing right now as he's punching away. I don't know. It could be many a thing.
Yeah.
But he is working Paul Dorado. Paul Dorado, once again, has fought with the likenesses of Don Longmore and Salvador Sanchez.
Some of the UCE's greatest in his pit fighting career. He's definitely been in here with the best.
Well, yeah, and he's losing his shorts. So what do you do? Whoa! Boom! Big slam by Tim Peacock.
Peacock is just ragdolling him, Johnny Ritchie. He is such a strong kid. He's picked up Paul Dorado and just tossed him to the ground twice now.
Well, Mike, there's a big difference between 220 of Tim Peacock and 220 of Paul Dorado.
That's a
big difference.
Very good point, my friend.
Because Tim wraps those pythons around your neck and gives him the squeeze.
I'll tell you what,
it ain't gonna
he
last
doesn't have
too long.
his hooks in here, and I bet he still gets a tap.
Yeah, he doesn't need. Yeah, I was gonna say.
You put those big meat hooks around you, and it's over with. And Tim Peacock happy about that one.
He's excited.
Being a gentleman afterward, they're going to shake the hand of Paul Dorado.
Well, now Paul Dorado can tell us that he's been in there with the likes of Tim Peacock.
The greatest of the greatest of the greatest.
These no-name bums, I can't believe it. Well, Tim the Peacock.
He's gotten so good. Tim the Pimp isn't even good enough for him. He goes by T the P, and everybody knows who he is.
T the P for shizzle. Nice job, Tim. Can't wait to see you back in here again,
Timmy boy.
To see an unedited version of the Ultimate Combat Experience, watch us live.
Go to Channels Online via ultimatecombat.com webpage.
What happened out there? I'll tell you what, every time these guys do it, they do it for their hood too, and it's not my fault that I'm misunderstood.
So you misunderstood? No, you knew you were coming to fight. You got in here. Tim the Pimp, you know, did what he had to do. He knew he had to take you to the ground. You know, we know that you've got a hard head. We've seen you take some punches. Tim the Peacock said, I'm going to take this kid to the ground. And that's where I'm going to beat him, and he did exactly that.
Look at my eye here, guys. This isn't PE. This is a real deal.
That's a real deal. You got to train if you want to step inside this cage and fight. And I know Tim the Pimp has. What about you, Paul? You going to get your butt to the gym and train so you can get a win?
You want me to go to Ultimate Combat Training?
Wherever you want to go.
And learn how to be the best.
The best. The best.
Maybe I'll go to like UBSC and meet some hot chick over there that's smart.
Okay, well that might just work. Hey, tonight you were good, but just not good enough. Thanks a lot, Paul.
Thank you.
This post-fight interview is sponsored by The Keyhole with their new location at 3460 South Redwood Road.
Whoa, T to P, what was that?
A little
spasm, a little spasm?
Yeah, I pulled something.
Okay, Tim the Pimp, you made your return to the cage here, and you did a good job. It was a great comeback for you. And I got to tell you, Paul Dorado's a pretty tough kid. He went 3 rounds with Salvador Sanchez. He took Don Longmore in a bloody slugfest fight. He's a tough kid, and you made it look kind of easy tonight. What do you attribute that to?
Training.
Okay, well, there you, all you kids out there, mark that down. If you train, you do well.
Wheaties.
I got a funny feeling you're shopping for Wheaties at a different store than I am.
GNC.
GNC, all right. Well, T to P, congratulations tonight. Big win for you. Great job.
Thanks.
I'll be honest with you, Johnny. When I saw that matchup, I expected more out of it. I really did. I thought we were going to see a bloody... You never saw Paul Dorado fight without just being a bloodbath, and it just didn't happen that way tonight.
Well, it didn't happen that way because Tim did exactly what his game plan was, and that's to get in there, take this kid to the ground, and just tap him out, get the fight over quick. Because we've seen Paul Dorado, like you said, I mean, the kid's got a knucklehead. You can punch him, you can kick him, and the kid just won't get knocked out. So Tim did exactly what he should have done to win.
His pectorals are beefy. My goodness.
I can't do it. I'm trying over here. But I can do it with my gut.
Bellies are shaking, man. We got more of the Ultimate Combat. You don't want to see any of this. Don't go anywhere. Anybody know the Bird Dog? Oh my goodness. Bird Dog fans are going to sleep over here. He's not the Bird Dog to me anymore. He's Sir James Esquire. A gentleman, a true gentleman and scholar. Who's he fighting?
He's fighting Mad Mike Arrant. Got Mike. This guy is fighting from the Mori Academy. He's our shining star right now, our up-and-coming guy. He's only 20 years old, but this kid vows to be the champion in this weight class soon.
I'll tell you, it wasn't so long ago that we were talking about a newcomer, James Birdsley. He's made his mark. Mike Arrant wants to make his mark. Right now is his opportunity. Welterweight, no holds barred. Check it out. You know, Johnny, it really seems anytime an up-and-comer comes into this show, they have their bullseye set on somebody, and so often is James Birdsley that somebody, and he certainly was for Mike Arrant. Mike Arrant trains, eats, breathes, and sleeps James Birdsley.
Yeah, he wants nothing more than to step in here and make his mark by destroying the Bird Dog, beating this kid. And let me tell you something, Mike, if there's anybody out there that can do it, I think it's Mike Arrant. We saw him at the submission tournament. We've seen this kid fight. He's dominant every single time.
I don't know, though, Johnny Richie. It's the Bird Dog. This is a big hill to climb.
What happened last time I took home that cashola he put up against me, you know, bet my belt, make my money, get the payday. You know it. Well, he's young. I'm sure I'm going to walk out with the win because I have the greatest training group in Utah right now. We have very deep prodigies coming up. You know, I might call myself varsity because I have the belt, but in the real gym, I'm not the varsity 185. That's how deep our gym is. Well, because I came in fighter shape, you know, I'm fit, trim, and ready to take and break all day.
You know, Johnny, James Birdsley has proved positive that what happens in the gym ain't necessarily what happens in the cage. James Birdsley is so dominant in the cage. He's the best there is in the cage, maybe not in the room.
Maybe not in the room, but I tell you, Mike Arrant wants to be in that position someday, Mike, soon.
Well, last time I fought in this show, I fought Eric Hernandez. I broke a couple rules. That was a learning experience for me, and I'm here to take the belt. Well, all James Birdsley has is a rear naked choke. I don't think he can knock me out standing. I don't think he can knock me out on the ground. And I really don't think he can submit me. That's all he has is a rear naked choke. So, and that's really easy to defend. So, because I'm prettier than him.
You know, Johnny, though, I've never seen so much steam coming out of a kid's ears. Well, look at that. Oh, what's going on here? Birdsley did not like Mike Arrant coming over to his corner and took a shot over there.
And you know what? You just might have woke a sleeping giant, Mike Arrant. You just might have woke the bird.
I'm telling you, I've never seen somebody so pumped up before this fight that when Mike Arrant stepped in, I always say hi to the fighters when they get there, and he was like, looking right through me, man. He just wanted to find
Mike,
Birdsley.
all he wants to do is get in here, knock this kid out, and once again, this is going to be a great fight.
Birdsley's still being a sportsman, touching gloves after all that drama right there, but my goodness, Johnny, what a way to get this thing started.
Hey, the bird.
Oh, wow! Birdsley just got caught with a shot.
Rocked.
He is hurt, Johnny Ritchie, and it looked like he landed a right hand at the same time Mike Arrant did. You can see Birdsley is hurt.
He is hurt, and Mike Arrant is not going to sit back and let, hand right down, punch after punch after punch. He's not going to let that thing slide. He's going to get him. He's going to rock him.
Wow, Mike Arrant came for the belt, and he's not messing around. Just landed another shot that made Birdsley go down to his knee. We've said this before, Johnny Ritchie. Nobody recovers faster or better than James Birdsley.
Yeah, James Birdsley, you'll see him put his elbows to his ears. It'll only take him a few seconds, and he's right back into the thick of things. And you saw right there, he landed a pretty big shot against Mike Arrant that rocked him as well.
This right here is something Mike Arrant doesn't want. Don't let James Birdsley recuperate because you had him hurt. You got to score when you can, man. It looks like James Birdsley is getting his faculties back about him, fighting very well from inside the guard.
Inside the guard, Mike Arrant using, pinned up against the cage. But like I said, the kid's versed, and he's going to try to use that cage to get back up to his feet. But right there, Birdsley gets a nice sweep and gets him right back on his back.
Birdsley saw it coming and just picked that ankle to pull him right back down on the ground and is not going to let him get out quite so easily. Now in a half guard, half mount position here, Mike Arrant looking to look for a key lock or something, but doesn't have that left leg wrapped around his opponent.
Yeah, as far as Birdsley setting some stuff up, we've seen him do this time and time again. He'll get on top of a guy and he'll slowly work into the right position and then lock on that choke. It's not like it's luck or this guy falls into it. Birdsley really works his way through it into a position where he can get a submission.
Absolutely. You saw him throw a nice right knee to the body to soften things up just a little bit. And now he's stepping out of the guard. And remember, folks, you can stand and strike now. And James Birdsley doing just that. Landed a couple nice punches from outside.
Yeah, big punches. They didn't land. I don't think they landed all the way flush, but Mike Arrant doing a good job of using his arms to block those punches. But that's still not going to stop the fact that they are going to hurt a little bit.
With this amount of velocity behind those punches, they are going to hurt. And he's landed a couple of these. Hasn't connected completely square, but he's landed enough
right there.
Huge right hand uppercut just spun Arrant's head around, and that's that rear naked choke that Arrant predicted that looked like Birdsley was trying to look for.
Birdsley's throwing a switch before he even makes it to the mat in that situation, that little scramble right there, and once again gets into a nice position on Mike Arrant. He's in the half guard. I think he's going to try to throw down some elbows, look to get full mount and beat this kid in typical bird dog fashion.
How do you score this one, Johnny Ritchie? Right off the bat, Mike Arrant cracks James Birdsley and has him in trouble on 2 separate occasions. Ever since then, it's been all Birdsley on top, and these scrambles have been nonstop and punching him. Wow.
Man, big punches, big shots. This is the ultimate combat experience, folks. You get 2 top-notch fighters in here that aren't afraid to trade, that aren't afraid of the ground, and this is what you're going to and a big kick just missed by Birdsley.
Birdsley was trying to kick a field goal there.
Man, Birdsley just throwing another left, right, then it tries to get a shot. And these guys are just scrambled.
That is round number 1 of 3. You definitely want to strap yourselves in, folks. This is some of the best action the inside of this cage has ever seen. You see the big right hand. You see the flurry from on top from Mike Arrant. And then James Birdsley's coming back and putting on a clinic on top.
A clinic on top, getting right position right there. See Mike Arrant kick him off. And Birdsley says, you're going to kick me, I'm going to kick you. And he threw one that just barely missed.
Oh, baby, if round 2 is anything like round 1, you're in for a treat, folks. Settle in. Here we go. Let's get this thing going.
A touch of the gloves, and let's rock and roll.
Oh, man, this is great stuff.
A little bit more poised this second round than they were the first time coming out.
I think they know they've got 3 minutes of slamming going on here. They're ready.
That's right. Oh, big left-right combination by Mike Arrant, just like the first round.
Sends Birdsley back to the cage, but once again, Birdsley able to get up underneath and get a takedown.
At this point, Mike, both these guys are going to be real slippery, real slick. You're not going to be able to get a guillotine on James Birdsley. That's something that just won't fly.
Wow, man, Birdsley's going to hurt you when he's on you. He's throwing those elbows, really making Mike Arrant pay for giving up that takedown right there. Arrant did land the big shot to start this round, but once again, you find James Birdsley in a dominant position.
Yeah, dominant position. You see him, he's going to drop those elbows down, put the palm on the face, then drop that elbow down, and you set things up. You know, Birdsley's not just looking to pound away. People think Bird Dog's just this one-dimensional fighter that gets in there and punches and doesn't really think through things, but right there, you saw him systematically working to get full mount.
Got full mount.
Wiggles out of it.
Timed it perfectly. They're back on their feet. Here goes the slugfest, folks.
Left, right, Birdsley, left, right, hammer. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes pictures say more than words. Let's just watch this one, Johnny. That is great stuff.
Holy
Look
cow.
at this crowd going wild, Johnny. Everybody's on their feet here as James Birdsley and Mike Arrant are putting on one of the best shows we've ever seen. And Dave Sellies is going to put a stop to that show. Mike Arrant is clearly hurt. He's gotten cut, and there's a lot of blood out on the canvas right there. James Birdsley comes back with a big win, Johnny.
Big right. Oh, my gosh. Big win for James Birdsley. He got racked right in the beginning that sealed his eye shut. Mike Arrant has a cut over his face. And, wow, I tell you, what
both these guys
fight.
giving each other mad props right there. They didn't like each other coming in. They got to love each other now. You got to respect one another after an absolute war like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Go to the ground, throws a couple elbows. They end up right back on their feet, Mike. And I tell you, from there, it was like, who's got the tougher punch? Because it was you punch me, I punch you.
What great action this fight brought. Folks, all time, that's going to go down as one of the best all-time fights in UCE history. Look at this absolute slugfest from both these guys.
Oh, James, hey, Mike Arrant, you are welcome anytime, brother. I wish we could get you more fights, one a week. You are a fun guy to watch.
Hey, right there that tells you, folks, don't miss the live shows. Right there, you never know when you're going to find a fight like that because both these guys did it tonight.
They did. Mike Arrant, James Birdsley, wow, that was a great fight. I'd love to see a rematch in the near future. You guarantee Bird Dog will grant one if Mike Arrant wants one.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Global Marketing Alliance.
They need motivated sales associates looking to make a six-figure income.
Call 486-4221.
You got in here and you fought quite possibly what was one of the best main events I've ever seen, Mike. It was back and forth. Both of you guys look so crisp. You look so good. I thought you rocked him. I thought the fight was over in the first round. I saw how hard you hit him. He went down, but that damn James Birdsley, he's resilient and he came back. How do you feel the fight went, Mike? I know you're tired. I know you're upset. I know you wanted to win this thing so bad.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean, Mike Arrant, that you can't come back and fight again. Because I guarantee every person in this room would pay to see that fight again, myself included. I would.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Be back?
I'll be back.
Now remember, guys, this is our up-and-coming guy. This guy's fairly new to the game, but you fight so hard. You represent your gym so well. What's next for you, man? What are you going to continue to do?
Just keep getting better and better and better.
That's all you can do. Hey, one more time, give this guy a round of applause. Tonight you were good, but just not good enough. Thanks, Mike Arrant.
Let me thank some people.
Go ahead.
I want to thank my trainer, Eddie. And I want to thank my buddy, Damon. I want to thank my girl for supporting me. And I just want to thank my team.
Well, you heard it right there. Those are some good people to thank. Once again, Mike Arrant, I can't wait to see you come back in here and do this thing again. Thank you.
All right.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Got Your Back Realty.
Give Gary McDonald a call at 809-GARY or check him out online at www.IGotYourBackRealty.com.
Bird Dog, once again delivered, man.
Hey, that was a big time fight right there.
Wasn't it though? That was a big time fight.
Yeah, that's what we call fire on fire.
But Bird Dog, you delivered tonight though. That was the best fight I've seen in a long time, and you came out on top. How's it feel?
Hey, it feels great to be in a, just all-out brawl. This was the first time I've really let my hands go in a long time, and it felt great.
And then now with the standing striking rule, you seem to have obviously made that transition. You're doing it with beautifully, with perfection. What do you attribute that to?
Well, what happened is when we had that rule, is it was making me have to wait a little bit before I'd hit. Now, if I take someone down, I don't have a rule in my mind or anything like that. I can just let it all out and be a true fighter.
All right, well, Sir James, once again, give it up to you. Great job, congratulations, big win in your main event tonight.
Oh yeah, party all day, all night. Party, party, party.
Great night of fights. Capped it off with the Bird Dog. Hey, we talked about it every single week. You never know what you're going to see, and right there, that is what the Ultimate Combat Experience is about. Two professionals getting in here and banging it out and putting on a heck of a show for not only you, but for the people that were here tonight.
All right, man. Well, we're going to continue the tour next week. We're going to Park City. Park City. They love fights up in Park City. We'll be up at Club Sway, private club for members. You definitely want to join us for that because we got more of what you just saw. Johnny Ritchie, Crush Crew, give it up. Great job tonight. We'll see you next week on the Ultimate Combat Experience.